We are in serious trouble, and the question is, are we prepared for it? This was a serious statement made by the famous Robert Kiyosaki, and in order to find a long-term answer, he advised to purchase gold and Bitcoin as the Federation gets ready to raise interest rates by another 75 basis points for the fourth time in a row. The situation appears alarming given that multiple experts, including seasoned investor Jim Rogers, who co-founded the Quantum Fund with billionaire investor George Soros, have publicly discussed the US dollar losing its supremacy since the start of the war between Russia and Ukraine. Rogers emphasized that this is the beginning of the end for the US dollar. This is the same assertion Kiyosaki made when he foresaw the demise of the US dollar and said that the United States' dominance is fading, and that it is losing its global sway. The famous author of Rich Dad Poor Dad predicted that the nation's financial system would become less dominant and that it would eventually become less respected abroad. And as an illustration for his hypothesis, Kiyosaki claimed that Saudi Arabian oil company owners are thinking about using the Chinese yuan rather than the US dollar to recognize Chinese oil sales. However, though Kiyosaki's predictions may sound a little bit exaggerated, many other individuals are openly attested to this fact. So, how can we get ready for the US dollar crisis? Well, our famous author claims that buying gold is one apparent solution. He says that this is the clearest piece of advice. He also mentioned that historically gold has been the safest asset, with the value primarily influenced by movements in the world's economy. He further states that investors typically turn to gold during times of crisis, so it makes perfect sense to get ready in advance. Also, for generations, gold has been assisting investors in protecting their riches. To offer further advice, he said physical gold and silver can be purchased at local bullion shops or at large-cap miners like Barrick Gold, Newmont, and Wheaton Precious Metals. Additionally, some consider Bitcoin to be the new gold, and Kiyosaki likes it too, although it was recorded that he criticized Bitcoin as a speculative investment in one of his radio interviews and advised investors and users to not invest in companies with connections to the Bitcoin market if they don't like that kind of uncertainty. Kiyosaki also invests in Ethereum and says Ethereum isn't as big or well known as Bitcoin, but investors in cryptocurrencies shouldn't disregard it because of its use in NFTs, gaming, stablecoins, and peer-to-peer lending. On the other hand, he tweeted that he anticipates the US government seizing all cryptocurrencies and added that the next move would be to introduce a Fed crypto, following President Biden's signing of an executive order regulating cryptocurrencies. Then, in his opinion, all cryptocurrencies will be confiscated and merged into the official cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is going away, he wrote. For this reason, the crypto community has harshly attacked Kiyosaki's prognosis, with many stating that he should have held off on making any rash predictions until he knew for sure what was in that executive order. And some still believe that President Biden's executive order will have a significant positive impact on the cryptocurrency sector. Kiyosaki expressed his thoughts on the US dollar when the British pound crashed and the Bank of England indicated that it would purchase as much public debt as necessary to calm markets. He said, "Will the US dollar follow the English pound sterling? I believe it will. I believe the US dollar will crash by January 2023 after the Fed pivots. To profit from the crash of the US dollar, I bought many more US silver Buffalo rounds. Silver is a bargain. I will not be a victim of the effed up FED. Take care." He firmly advised us to rather invest in something without the extreme ups and downs of stocks, cryptos, and commodities, and to take a look at a few under-the-radar alternative assets. At this point, the Federal Reserve has stopped referring to inflation as transitory, as prices keep rising, and inflation has been a trending topic about which Kiyosaki has already issued various warnings. He holds President Joe Biden, his team, and the FED responsible for the devaluation of the dollar, as consumer prices in the US increased 7.7% in October compared to the year earlier, and they are very close to their highest level since the early 80s. He firmly believes that the continued unprecedented price increases in food and energy may offer the FED additional justification to keep hiking up interest rates, and many seasoned investors have denounced it as a vicious loop. Kiyosaki previously stated to Stansberry Research that when inflation goes up, we're going to wipe off 50% of the US population. He claims that instead of manufacturing products, America is now producing bubbles. And for those who wish to enjoy their golden years, it also implies problems. According to Kiyosaki, the stock market will tumble when the bubble pops. Those who rely on their 401 plans are toast, and our pensions are insolvent, and we don't have a retirement. There you have it. We'd love to hear what you think about Kiyosaki's warnings down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications, and we'll see you next time.